A bloody evening. The true story behind the Gazipur family murders. In a quiet neighborhood of Gazipur's Sripur Upazila lived Fatima Akhtar, a resilient mother raising her 3 children single-handedly. Life had not been kind to her, yet she endured. Her 2 daughters were aged 14 and 11, and her youngest, her son, was a 6-year-old child with disabilities. Locals respected her, some even affectionately called her Ma Fatima. A silent evening and a growing suspicion. April 23, 2020. The nation was under lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That evening, something felt off. Fatima's house, normally lively, was eerily silent. Jamila Kalla, a neighbor and a close confidant, noticed that Fatima hadn't come out or even responded to her usual evening call. No light, no sound. The windows were shut tight. Concerned, the neighbors eventually contacted the police. A family found slaughtered. When police broke in, what they discovered sent chills down their spines. 4 lifeless bodies lay on the floor: Fatima, her 2 daughters, and her disabled son. Each had their throats slashed. Blood was everywhere. The floor soaked, splattered across the walls. It looked like a war zone, not a home. The brutality shocked the entire community. No one could fathom who could do such a thing to such an innocent family.
The investigation begins. A murder case was filed that very night. The Police Bureau of Investigation (PBI) took charge. Initially, the case offered no clear clues. Fatima had no known enemies. The family was not wealthy, so robbery seemed unlikely. However, a few suspicious details surfaced: an open almirah, missing gold ornaments, a missing mobile phone, and a blood-stained shoe near a window. The name that emerged: Pervez. 3 days into the investigation, on April 26, the PBI arrested a young man named Pervez, aged between 18 and 20. Shockingly, he confessed to the murders during initial questioning. Pervez admitted he frequently visited Fatima's house and had developed an unhealthy obsession with her older daughter. When his advances were rejected, vengeance took root in his heart. The night of horror. That night, Pervez entered the house with 2 accomplices, Rashid and Iman. Their plan was to abduct the elder daughter, and if necessary, silence the rest of the family. When Fatima tried to resist, they began the bloodshed. She was murdered first. Then, one by one, her 2 daughters and son were killed. No amount of pleading could change their minds. Confession and further arrests. Pervez confessed to looting jewelry and mobile phones after the murders. He even changed clothes at the crime scene to avoid blood evidence. Most shockingly, he admitted that his father had knowledge of, and possibly supported, the plan. RAB and police subsequently arrested 5 more individuals. 2 were directly involved, while the others knew of the plan and did nothing to stop it.
A new twist. Assault and conspiracy. Later, the investigation revealed another horrifying detail. There had been an attempt to sexually assault the elder daughter before the murder. When she resisted, the killers carried out the full-scale massacre. Phone records, audio clips, and location tracking linked Pervez's father to the planning and financing of the crime. Legal proceedings. The charge sheet was completed by mid-2021. Court proceedings began in 2022, and by early 2024, the trial reached its final phase. Pervez and 2 main accomplices remain in custody, while his father and 2 others are out on bail awaiting final verdicts. Hope after darkness. The people of Sripur still recall that night with horror. Doors are now locked a little earlier, and children are watched more closely. In memory of Fatima and her children, a local school has erected a small memorial. It's called The 4 Lights That Went Out. Conclusion. This story reminds us of how deeply evil can hide in plain sight. What began as unrequited obsession turned into a planned, brutal crime. But it also shows the power of thorough investigation, how truth, no matter how buried, eventually surfaces. Justice may take time, but it never forgets. If you'd like this story formatted for publishing, adapted into a report, or turned into a screenplay or podcast narrative, I'd be happy to help.